Are you waiting for a property market crash? Is fear in the media and speculation around property prices putting you on edge? And what are you going to do with making your next property purchase? My name's Luke. I talk all things real estate, renovating, and financial freedom on the channel. And this video is going to be a bit of a chat about when should I buy my next property. I get asked this question almost every day of the week. Is now the right time to buy, or should I buy next month or next year? For me, it's a very simple answer. The first thing I need to look at is my finances. If you don't have your finances in place, meaning you've had a chat with a bank or broker, they've looked at your detailed position, taken a look at your ID, your bank statements, your pay slips, any other information they require to assess your serviceability, and then given you a realistic view as to what you can borrow, then you're not going to move forward. Unless you've got loads of cash, you've got $500,000 in cash or $1 million in cash, and you can go out there and make a cash purchase, then that's great if you're in that position, but for most people, you're going to need debt to actually allow you to leverage yourself and make that next property purchase. So the first thing on your list when it comes to deciding when to make your next purchase is, do you have the financial capacity? This doesn't mean you want to cut yourself too close to the wire. You don't want to fly too close to the sun, because in those situations, you end up with no buffer. You might say buy a $500,000 asset and put all of your money into the deposit and the closing costs and be left with nothing at the end of the day. You want to make sure you have at least a say $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 buffer, depending on your living and lifestyle expenses. So look at your financial capacity, have a chat with a broker or a bank, and get an understanding of your ability to go out there and purchase an asset with debt. Once you've got your finances in place, the next thing to look at isn't fear in the market. Not is the market crashing, not a price is going to pull back 15%, or we're going to have a boom of 15%. The important thing for you to look at is, what is my strategy for my next property purchase? Everyone is going to have a slightly different strategy based on their risk profile, based on their situation, and based on their long-term goals. For me, I'm talking from my own experience. What are Emily and I looking to do for our next property purchase? We've got a target of working towards a $10 million asset base. Now, this is going to be over the long term. So for us, we've actually built our base portfolio. We've got a couple of blue chip assets. We recently bought in Coffs Harbour the unit block around 9-10 months ago. And so for us, that next property purchase is going to be more of a cash flow play. So looking at our financial capacity and then looking at our strategy for our next investment purchase, it's going to be more cash flow focused and manufactured value focused rather than blue chip and asset focused and capital growth focused. You'll need to make this assessment for your own situation. So when I get asked every day of the week, the market's crashing, should I wait? Well, it totally depends on your strategy and your financial capacity. For most people, they're going to be looking for a balance of cash flow and growth. Ideally, in my opinion, you should be looking for growth first and then moving to cash flow assets once you look to retire the debt and move into that financial freedom phase. You want to find a balance in your property portfolio, and that depends on your risk profile as well. For most people, I'll be considered a high risk profile investor. I've got a large property portfolio. We've looked to manufacture value on every deal we've purchased. For example, we've got plans to go and renovate in Coffs Harbour. We've got plans to continue to renovate our properties in Brisbane, and we've done a lot of renovations in the past, which you can see in the playlists on the YouTube channel, where we've got the baby Queenslander and the triple Gable Queenslander that I'm in at the moment. So don't worry about the fear and the speculation in the media around property prices. When it comes to making that next investment purchase, if you've got your finances in order and that deal aligns with your strategy for the long term, you believe the area has great fundamentals for growth, you believe you can manufacture value on that deal, you're happy with the current and future forecast cash flows of that property, then if all those things are aligned, then go out there and make that next investment purchase. It's not for the next 3, 6, 24 months. That purchase should be for at least 7 years plus. Ideally 10, 15 years. You should be buying property for the long term. This is not a speculative market like cryptos or NFT or even shares, where we have an instant market where you can buy and sell. Property is much slower to transact and ideally should be held over a long period of time to ride the wave of capital growth in areas and to also build your cash flows and slowly pay down debt. Don't let your investing decisions be driven by fear. Set the goals that you want to work towards. For us, we keep moving the goalposts. We ideally wanted to have $2 million in assets, then it was $5 million, and the dream goal was $10 million of assets. And so that's what we're working towards. Those are our targets, and we're going to continue to work towards those goals. So be goal-driven and not fear-driven when it comes to your investing journey. Don't worry about the speculation. Make sure your next purchase aligns with your strategy, has the right growth fundamentals, has the right cash flow for your risk profile, and then move forward on the deal if it makes sense. If the deal doesn't make sense, then walk away. There will always be another property out there and another deal to look at. But if the right deal is in front of you and you're happy with the purchase price, you're happy with the cash flows, you're happy with the growth potential based on the quantitative and qualitative data, then go out there and make that next purchase. If you're looking for help through this investing journey and you want to engage myself as a Brisbane buyer's agent, then head over to purposeproperty.com.au to book in a free strategy session with myself. It's a half-hour session where we chat about your situation, what you're looking to achieve, and how we operate in the Brisbane market as buyer's agents. Otherwise, make sure you drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel down below, and click this video over here for more things real estate, renovating, and financial freedom. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.